Hello, and welcome to another fun episode of For the Love of Languages with SETI. Last week, we ended our lessons on Eʋe as a tonal language. Now, if you want to understand what a tonal language is or why Eʋe is a tonal language, you want to go and watch last week's episode and the week before that and the one before that also. So there were 3 lessons on Eʋe as a tonal language. And as promised last week, even though I didn't say it in the video, it was written on the screen, I said we were going to start a new session or a new series called Eʋe Proverbs or Proverbs in Eʋe. And before we get into that, just a brief thing about Proverbs. We all know that Proverbs are a very integral part of language and culture. There's actually a whole book in the Bible dedicated to Proverbs. Did you know that? If you're a Christian, you would know, or someone who is familiar with Christianity would know that. If you are not, now you know the Bible has a whole book dedicated to Proverbs. Now, Proverbs are used to illustrate ideas, they are used to reinforce arguments, they are used to send messages of celebration, messages of inspiration, and even advice. Now, there are a lot of African proverbs. Different tribes and ethnic groups have their proverbs, and people of the Eʋe speaking language are no exception. We also have proverbs, and that's what today's lesson, well, actually today, next week, and hopefully the week after's lessons will be about. So let's jump right into today's lesson of Eʋe Proverbs, shall we? Okay. So in a proverb or a proverb is called lododo. Lododo. Now the literal meaning of lododo is crocodile planting. Crocodile planting. Isn't that funny? Right. So lododo is crocodile planting, but the real meaning is proverbs, okay? Again, in Eʋe, Proverbs is lododo. Let us go straight ahead and start with our first lododo of the lesson. Afeve megbon gbodome wonona. I'm sorry, I'll take it again. Afeve megbon gbodome wochina. Afeve megbon gbodome wochina. What it means literally is a goat that belongs to 2 houses is left unattended or uncatered for. And the deeper meaning for that would be if you don't know where you belong, eventually you'll realize that you don't belong anywhere. Because you can't go here, you can't go here, so you are stuck in the middle, so you shouldn't always be neutral about things. You should take a stance. Basically that's what the proverb is trying to explain. So again, the proverb is the next proverb is akoba namadi woha boyefa blamada. Akoba namadi woha boyefa blamada literally means a parrot says, even if it is not bleeding, look at his red tail feather. And what that proverb means is, even if the truth is not apparent, at least look at the evidence, okay? Look at, I think the saying in English would be, there's no smoke without fire, right? If you see smoke, there is fire or a start of a fire somewhere. So, akoba namadi woha boyefa blamada. The next proverb is amamano afefe zeme wodana agbutala. Amamano ahwe wazeme wodana agbutala. It literally means the part of the person who does not stay at home will be used to cook the goat's head. And a deeper meaning for that is if you are negligent about something, or if you are someone who is careless, people will take advantage of you. Like goat's head has like a peculiar kind of smell. So if you're not home and people need to cook the goat's head, they'll go and take your pot and cook it in it. So that's what the proverb is literally saying. Amamano apapa zeme wodana agbutala. The next proverb is dadimano akavima odoa ashidang o. Dadi manwa kavima odoa ashidang o. Literally what it means is do not bargain for a cat that is still hidden in a basket. Do not bargain for a cat that is still hidden in a basket. And what it means is don't put a price on something you have not seen, or don't defend or support something that you have no evidence or clear evidence for. All right? Our next proverb is Dadimacha kalamishi o. Dadimacha kalamishi o. A cat does not trade in fried fish. It looks like cats are very prominent in our proverbs, right? So again, the proverb is Dadimacha kalamishi o. A cat does not trade in fried fish. And what the proverb really means is don't take on self-defeating tasks or projects. If you know something is going to be your downfall, you do not go after that thing. Don't take things that will bring you down. Don't follow things that will bring you down. So that's what the proverb is saying. Dadimacha kalamishi o. And our last proverb for the lesson, today's lesson, is Devi Masatung Angokae Kwatone. Devi Masatung Angokae Kwatone. It literally means a child who does not listen will have his ears pulled or grabbed by thorn bushes. What the proverb is trying to say is there are consequences for not listening to good advice. If you're stubborn or disobedient, you should know the end results are never going to be good. Because imagine having thorn bushes hooking your ear because you are a Devi Masatung. A Devi Masatung is a child who does not heed advice. So again, the proverb is Devi Masatung Angokae Kwatone. Okay, so I'm going to go through the proverbs again quickly before we end today's lesson. A goat that belongs to two houses is left unattended. Akoba namadihu ha boyefa blamada. The parrot says, even if it is not bleeding, look at its red tail feather. Or like people will say, there is no smoke without fire. Amamanwa papa zeme woda agbutalo. Amamanwa papa zeme woda agbutalo. The part of the person who does not stay at home will be used to cook a goat's head. So if you are negligent or careless about something, people will take advantage of you. Dadimano akavima odoa ashidang o. Dadimano akavima odoa ashidang o. Do not put a price do not put a price on something you have not seen. That's what the actual meaning is. And the literal meaning is do not bargain for a cat that is still in a bag or a basket. Dadimacha kalamishi o. Dadimacha kalamishi o. A cat does not trade or sell fried fish. Basically, don't take on self-defeating tasks, okay? And our last proverb is Devi Masatong Angokai Kwatone. A child who does not heed advice will have his ears pulled or hooked by thorn bushes. Okay, people, those were fun proverbs, right? We're gonna do some more next week, so I'm looking forward to that. But until then, have yourself a wonderful weekend and see you next week, Friday, God willing. Miaga dogo. Bye, y'all. Love you all. Mwah.